On your mark, get set, go.
Hold on, I'm trying to. Hi, welcome to the StockinetteZombies. I'm Amy, also known as Jane Itma.
I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It, and this is episode 315. Let's start them different every time.
Yeah. No, what happened is that my computer's dying, and I shifted the computer to be closer to me, and it unplugged it a little bit, and so then the low battery went on, and I was like, oh no, I gotta plug it in, fix it. And that was right when she said, and we're live. So I don't want to die and have my, me drop out. So
yeah.
It's plugged in now. It's at 4%.
Silver, Sarah, Claire, Sandy, almost all S's, and Valerie are out. Hello, hello.
Welcome.
Happy May the 4th be with you. Yes. The correct answer to that is, and also with you, I think. Or is that my upbringing?
I don't know. Probably your upbringing. What's it? May the 4th be with you, and then Revenge of the 5th. And then this is the May.
Today I can never forget May the 4th because that is my husband's birthday. So we had Dexter's last week and Jeremy's this week. Amy and her husband got a little bit of an assist on the birthday present because I reached out to them and was like, hey, you guys are coffee snobs. Like what coffee grinder should I get Jeremy? So I made him open the present early last night so that he can
use it today. Yeah.
Yes. What good is getting a coffee grinder at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon?
Right. Cool.
So, yeah, no, he was like, that was nice. I was like, yeah. So it was kind of a little like, I mean, not the same as Homer giving Marge the bowling ball.
Oh, yeah.
But I do benefit. I do benefit from it for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good cup of coffee. I got some Alton Brown multitasker blend.
Okay.
So, yeah. Was recommended out online. So yeah, it's a very coffee birthday for him. But
fun.
Yeah, we had a beautiful weekend here this past weekend. Yeah. My youngest had a really hard time processing, like, okay, let's go to the swimming pool. It's so warm. And we're like, it's unseasonably warm. Believe it or not, the swimming pools aren't open.
Remember that there was one that was like the day before or the week or two before they actually opened, and we did look around, and there was one pool that was open early of the smaller towns around us.
Very cool. Very cool.
Can't remember if I took advantage of it or if I just was curious.
Yeah. It was also kind of a prom weekend. So we did share our nostalgic photos on Friday and watched Footloose, which it'd been a while since I watched it. There was some of the more adult concepts that like had flown over my head as I was younger. And then on Saturday, we walked over to the plumber house, and I posted in Discord some very nice tuxes with bow ties and fancy dresses. There was a really pretty like turquoise sparkly one that I was like, oh, that one's
fun.
Yeah. No, I remember when Ellie was little, she used to call them that they were dressed up like princesses, right? Like, they're princesses, Mom. So I gave her a little bit of a hard time. I was like, hey, you think maybe one of these years you'll be going to prom? She's like, well, if a junior invited me or a senior invited me this year, I would definitely not go. And I'm like, well, it's today, so obviously nobody invited you. Plus, you really didn't have much opportunity to meet those juniors and seniors prior to the last few weeks. And then I was kind of like, okay. I just wouldn't, on principle, Mom. I wouldn't go. Okay.
Strong opinions.
Yeah. Maybe there's like a freshman sophomore alliance that you won't go if you're asked. I don't know.
Yeah, or you feel like an afterthought. So you're like, nope, you're not gonna have a date. I don't
True
know.
enough. But we thought there was a wedding going on at the Plummer house because there were so many people pulling up in formal attire, and then they close it down. Like you can't get onto the grounds. But it was just everybody was taking, that's apparently the place to take your prom pictures. So if you have somebody that goes to prom anytime soon.
Well, I would do something completely different. Sorry, reaching. Because I'm anti, I don't know, if that's where everybody goes, I got to find a different place.
But boy, howdy did those, I mean, again, your blood, I feel like thins out and adjusts to the warmth, right? But like to just have Saturday all of a sudden be almost 90, those boys and some of the gals looked so warm, right? Like,
yeah.
Or at least I assume that maybe they got the vapors from everybody looking so nice. So, yeah.
Nope. Just
anything exciting going on in your neck of the woods? I'm chatting it up about all the stuff going on in my world.
Not really. Let's see, I tried to be outside as much as possible, but still not like 100%. I painted, like Rust-Oleum painted some outdoor furniture, and that was nice, but then it was a little too humid, so I'm gonna leave the rest of it for another day. And then did some yard work a little bit. And yeah, I don't know. Just
there was a lot of that going around. Again, I went for lots of walks because it was like, it's too beautiful to sit inside. And yeah, everybody was out and about. It was kind of fun.
Yeah,
kind of fun. And go ahead.
Oh, the only thing that I didn't do that I was like I should have done was try to socialize. I know I tried with you, but it was the big birthday weekend, so I was like, oh shoot. Yeah, I should have. I need baby steps into socializing before June.
Yeah, it was nice to because the CDC just said that you can go outdoors without a mask. When we went to soccer on Saturday morning, I wore my mask because it seemed like there was going to be a lot of people there, and it wasn't a small outdoor gathering. But on my walks, I was leaving the mask off, and it felt like I could almost feel normal, right? Like, okay. Don't see a lot of people on those walks, although when we saw all the prom people, it was kind of like, okay, 6 feet. So, but yep, beautiful, beautiful. Spring is a coming. Although now we're not going to get much above 60s for the rest of the week here. So Jeremy's complaining. It's May. It's almost June.
Yeah, but it's May 4th. In Minnesota.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. It's a ongoing thing. I think he's really leaning into like the old man complaining.
Gotcha.
It's all because it'll be February and he'll be like, it's almost May. And I'm like, no, not really.
Yeah, I don't get my hopes up about spring until April. And even then I'm like, still gonna be cold for a while.
Yeah. The May the 4th stuff has me looking, kind of giving the side eye to the Star Wars book. I haven't knit anything out of that. And I was so enabled and so I was so excited about it. So kind of going, maybe I should know.
Maybe you got something. I know that for the things that I would like to knit out of that book, and again, I haven't purchased it yet because I'm trying to be good about unless I'm ready to cast on, I'm not going to buy a pattern or a book. And I was very true to that with the last 4 or 5 big purchases, right? I've knit something out of each of those books that I've purchased in the last, 6 months. And again, patterns only get purchased when they're going to be cast on. So I haven't had any new purchases sneak in there too much in the last yeah, again, I don't know how long I've been doing it. Probably since the beginning of the year, but maybe bleeding into the end of last year too.
Yeah. You were eyeballing Jackie Cieslak's Embody, though, right? Was something immediately going to jump on the needles there?
Yeah, I really liked the presentation, and it was kind of I
That
more
was
or
through
less wanted.
Northfield Yarn, right?
Yep, yep, exactly. Northfield Yarns had gotten Jacqueline to
Sign up for
present.
their newsletter. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Sign up for their newsletter, and so she gave a nice chat. It was a nice hour-long chat, and it was very informal. And yeah, very, very inspiring as far as like there were a bunch of people already knitting from the book that had questions, and she did a great job of answering their questions about fit. Um, yeah, I guess the thing that inspired me most though was Laura using the remix, because I have some remix in my stash and I haven't used it yet. So
She has got our number. Like she knows
really
how to
does.
enable you and I. I don't know if that's like a universal statement, but between you and I, she knows how to enable us.
For sure. Yeah, yeah. So it might have devolved into me looking for a pattern that I have already that suits the remix.
Got
Because I think the thing that interests me
There's
most about
stages.
the embodied book, because I think there's 5 knitting patterns and then there's a bunch of sewing patterns as well. And I think that in order to like jump into that book, I think I would also have to have the sewing bug kind of hit me. And I have seen people modeling some of those dresses and tops that they've made from the book. Or maybe they're tunics, but longer pieces. And so I've been intrigued, but my sewing skills are very limited.
Same.
It would concern me. But yeah, the patterns that are in there are really good, but I might be more enabled by one of her individual patterns in the immediate future.
Yep. Whips.
Oh yeah, I got plenty. So I will quickly show that I added the beautiful color to my mystery.
Ooh.
So you can see that it's got the 2 colors in here. This is kind of a clumped up back view of the pattern because it's still a mystery. But I have added that color. I am done with the brown.
And that's for Rami's
mystery
Romy,
spring
yeah.
Romy Hills spring mystery knit along.
And that's the beaver long too, right? Because you're using the beaver colorways.
Yes, I'm using those lovely beaver yarns. And so I'm on the Saturday Night Beaver yarn now. And so that's this prettiness. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, lighting isn't showing any speckles, or at least maybe it's just my tiny view.
I'm not seeing many.
I can't see the speckle.
But yeah.
But they are lots of fun speckles, thus making it, more disco ball related. Because they have, I think it's basically bougie beaver with speckles. Is Saturday Night Beaver.
Cool.
I like that one. And then I've been crocheting a little bit. I did have to rip out my I had finished the back, or mostly finished the back, and then I was measuring it against the front, and my gauge had gone from the height of the work, because you're working
Side to side.
Side to side. The height of the work went from like 14 inches to, or a little over 14 inches to like almost 13 inches. Like I had really like gotten tight. I don't know what I was doing when I was crocheting that second half of the piece.
And you didn't want the high-low hem?
I don't know what that would have done trying to construct it. Like it lost over an inch. So and I counted, and I was like, it's the same amount of stitches. I didn't lose any. It was just the gauge went So since it was comically off, I restarted.
Okay.
But now I'm almost back to where I was. So I have been doing a lot of crocheting. I just haven't had much to show for it, unfortunately. And then you can see, this is the front.
Ooh, yeah.
And the back. So
Nice.
and there is, these look really tiny to me. But there is a saddle piece because it's gonna mimic a raglan.
Mm-hmm.
And then I might need to figure out how to look at the schematic and shorten the sleeves, because again, the sleeves are also worked side to side. Or underarm to underarm, around.
Mm-hmm.
And so the directions have you knitting the full depth of that sleeve. And I think, yeah, I'm going to have to look at how they're knitting or crocheting it and constructing it to take some length off of the sleeves. And that's just because I have a little less yarn than I thought I did for the pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't be able to ad hoc buy another one of these, lovely hand-dyed yarns and get it to match.
Yeah.
The only other thought that I had is I have a yellow from the same dyer that I could put like a yellow accent stripe that goes from the saddle shoulder down.
Yeah.
But again, that was, like if I can't figure out how to shorten the sleeves, that'll be my backup plan. And then just for giggles, we were talking on our Wednesday night knit night that was open to everybody, and we saw Gems Luxe Fibers. And I remembered that I had bought a kit from them. It was the Cardigan Hat kit, and so I was like, oh, color work sounds like fun, and especially for a hat. So I went ahead and cast on, got through a lot of the brim, and
I don't know that who is Cardigan by?
Is it it's either Boyland.
Okay.
So Caitlin, right?
Yep.
Caitlin Hunter. Or Andrea Mowry, but I think it's Caitlin Hunter.
Okay.
Yeah, and I apologize. I mean, normally I would have the pattern with me, but it's a printed pattern that's the size of a true sheet of paper.
That came with the kit.
Yeah, and it did have a code with it, so I could download it, but I haven't done that yet. So I've just been working off of the bigger sheet. And I didn't bring that here. It's sitting where I'm in my knitting chair. And then this is the third color in the hat. That's beautiful.
Okay, yeah.
I'm enjoying that a lot because it's cashmere.
Ooh.
Fancy yarn.
I'm trying to go out and cardamom coffee?
Yes, cardamom coffee hat. Yep, that's the one.
Okay. Yeah. No, that wasn't on my radar. So I was like, what is that color work going to be? So you're doing it in similar colors?
Yeah, the kit is very similar colors. Yeah. Cool. I can't even tell if this is black because the kit didn't come with names on the yarn. But it almost looks like a really chocolatey, dark brown.
It's kind of coming across blue here.
In this, oh really? Oh gosh. Yeah. No, it's black to brown. It's really dark brown, or it's a black that's got some highlights in it that make it read brown in certain lights.
Very cool.
So like a dark roasted coffee. Let's go with that. Yeah. And then and then the tan, and then the beautiful pumpkin color.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, color work has definitely been yeah.
And then we've been talking all things eat, sleep, knit here and there. And I still participate in their challenges for their yarnathon or whatever it is, called I Am a Stash Bandit. It's a raccoon. and as part of this month is fingering weight socks. So I was gonna try to get at least 2 pair done, and I forgot all about it until May, so I only have 2 months to do it, because it's per quarter. And actually, they're pretty fair. You get more points if you turn it in at the end of the quarter, but you still have until the end of the year to turn it in and get credit for the KAL.
Got it. Cool.
You just get bonuses for turning it in on time, which is nice. So don't be intimidated if you think, oh God, I could never finish socks in 3 months. You actually have from when the KAL starts to the end of the year. The big challenge is I think that the last one is, oh no, wait, it's lace. Never mind. I'm gonna knit a lace blanket in the last 3 months. I don't know why. I was gonna challenge myself with that. So anyway, but
what yarn is that?
It's Westerly Sky Knits, and it's a cashmere base as well. I was gonna just trying to treat myself here, casting on all the cashmere.
You're spoiling yourself.
Yeah, and I don't remember the colorway, but it is a really beautiful, you know, summer leaning color set here with the blues and greens. And the way it's pooling, it reminds me of like, you know, you have a lake and then some land and trees over here.
Yeah. So. You're just making a plain stockinette sock?
Yeah, I wanted a mindless on the go project. So soccer season, et cetera, right? So
yep.
Maybe if I'm a little late to the in-school line, I can knit in traffic, as it were.
I know that well, yeah.
But that's all the whips that I had that I am actively working on. I've actually touched all of these in last week.
I love that caveat every time. Yeah. I have been working on another Interlochen key blanket, which has necessitated, which is what I'm knitting on now, just a plain on the go sock. So similar soccer practice, soccer games, the line up if I'm sitting there. This is with that, very regal. That was like a very nice side shot there. With timber yarns in the timber gnome colorway. So Miss Sarah, Imagine Landscapes sent it, and I think it's going to do a few other stripes before it starts repeating. But just a similar to you, a stockinette sock. That it came in 2 balls, so I can make.
Oh, fun. I really do like that feature more and more.
Yeah, again, if you don't remember to start it and really kind of at a change or see that you've got the full color, it always makes the toe kind of high anxiety, right? You want them to match. You're like, cast on, oh nope, I needed just 2 rows of that blue at the whatever, and now I'm getting 4, and then you have to rip it out, and or you don't have to, but if you want them to match.
Sometimes it's just best to start with a completely different color.
Yeah, like get to the beginning of a stripe and know that that's where you're going to start the second one as well.
Yeah.
Or start them at the same time. I'm not real great at 2 at a time. I prefer to just finish an object and have like the huzzah, I finished something, and then cast on the second one. But yeah, this has gotten to be unmanageable as far as taking it places.
Wow. Yeah, you're really booking on that one.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And I posted on Instagram as well. As life kind of gets more stressful, not kind of, I add qualifiers like kind of to like lessen it. As life gets stressful, I find myself going back to the same projects over and over again, as anybody that has watched this podcast is aware of. So my 2021 project is the Interlochen key blankets. And so it's as wide as it's going to be. So I'm not adding width over here anymore. And I'm just adding diagonals. You can see where I kind of changed up the sequence. I have, I'm doing the monster BFL skeins of Leading Men Fiber Arts Soliloquy. I've got an extra skein of this True Love. And then my second color, as I've data dated up in spreadsheets is going to take more than that 150 grams as well. So I had to throw in, and I'm going to show you guys my little my little bugaboo, but I had to throw in a different color of Leading Men Fiber Arts that is more black and less blue leaning. So like if you hold them together, you can see that they are not the same. This is Midnight Rendezvous, and I think this might be Industrial. I can't remember, but it's only going to be I'm going back to that here. So it's going to go that color pink and then back, and then I'll start sequencing the other direction. And I just keep holding it up and putting it over my head. But I'm making it work. I know that I'm going to need more of those two colors, just the way that I've sequenced it up. And again, I think if you just took a quick look between this one and that one, not particularly noticeable, especially when it's surrounded by different colors and you're not comparing it directly to each other. So super, super duper loving that. And then everything else is just it's just a needle adjacent project.
Okay.
So my May Use It or Lose It is these Into the Wool colors. Yeah, that I got at Rhinebeck. So Rhinebeck, we haven't had a Rhinebeck for 2 years.
Into the Whirl?
Into the Whirl.
Okay.
What did I
say? I heard the play on. So I heard world.
Yeah.
Not world.
It's WHITW, WHIRLED, world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I'm like, it's not just into the whirl, it's into the world. It's a past tense.
Right. But I heard he's got the whole world in it.
Well, that's what they want you to hear.
I know.
Okay. So not 3 years ago, at least 4 that I got these. I do have 2 skeins of this one, but I've been looking at the 2 color tops that are out there. Tiny Dancer is on my radar. Although I kind of would prefer the opposite direction. Like I had 2 of these and only 1 of these, and then the little blips of the little Tiny Dancer would be this variegated. Otherwise, I've got on my radar the Aurelia, which has been in the hot right now, where it says that it only takes 2 skeins because it's got that shortened sleeve.
Yep. Yep, and the V, yeah.
And the V, yeah. So it's not a full block of. I think I'm saying that right. Aurelia T. So. That's needle adjacent. I got to figure out what I'm going to do with it. I've got some design work that I have been thrashing about with and finally need to get into a finalized state, although that is not my happy place when I'm stressed. So that's why this is getting the blanket's getting lots of love. And then spoiler alert on the Farm to Needle Sock Squad.
Yes.
Arnica Fields, and this is a sport weight. So just realized I grabbed, and I'm apparently feeling very yellow this May, but it's a very smushy, kind of rustic base that I'm
And you
excited.
already knit the April? Wow.
I did. Those were Stellan socks by Kino Knits.
Okay.
And I'll show those when we do FOs. I think I had just cast them on when we did FOs last time. So, yep. I didn't quite have them finished anyway. So
yeah.
Yes.
I've only gotten 2 out of the 5 knit into socks, and I'm like,
I'm 4 for 4. Though I didn't win a prize because I got the 3 in for the quarterly. At least I don't think I think they would reach out to us, right?
I would assume so. You'd at least get linked in Ravelry or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Mustard / daffodils is the group.
Daffodils. Yeah, I see that.
For sure.
I'm
feeling it. I also have my mug that
Yes. That one is Dijon.
Dijon mustard, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've been trying to tear myself away from the blanket, but it's been my happy place, and I'm trying not to guilt/judge myself on all other things. So got enough stress. I don't need to stress myself about that.
Gosh, you're reminding me that since it is May, I have some things that were on long order that I should probably double check on. One of them for the retreat, and then one of them for my son's room. We bought him a new dresser, but it's the first time I've ever bought furniture online. I went and I saw it at the store, and then I used the store's website to order it. And I'm like, well, I have never talked to anybody about, like when it would actually get to me. And normally they're very much like, okay, this is when your delivery week would be. And here, like when you deal with a person. But I feel like on this one, it gave me a lead time and a window and then silence. And I'm like, oh. So
it does. I mean, again, it's one of those things that just mentally, it's one more thing floating about in your brain, right? And then all of a sudden you're like, I should keep track of that.
It's a lot of money, right? Like it's a dresser. It's not,
I keep on thinking that about taxes because, they extended the April, and I'm like, but it's May 15th. So like that's soon. So, yep.
Oh, we're done, I think. We got taxes done. I hope.
Might want to check on that.
I signed a document. That's usually all I have to do. And so I signed that document. Excuse me, my allergies. Yeah. But
you feel like you have to say that aloud when you cough now.
Yes.
I like, swallowed allergies.
Allergies. Like the trees are blooming. They're making me cough.
Yeah.
But
well, thanks to everybody for joining us on the whip parade. I feel like we had quite a few to share. Thanks for joining us as well. Like again, just like I only have eyes for that window.
Yes. Right. She won't look forward, but yeah, she's over me, I guess. All right.
You held her up. Like she was right? She has to do it on her own accord. But yeah, thanks for everybody for joining. We'll catch you next time.
Yep. Bye.
Bye, Ufta.
Okay.